all these externalities, plus post-pandemic still, plus post-WeWork world. Where are we now with regards to New York real estate and your view on it and the future of New York real estate as it stands today?
Yeah, well, I'm a big believer in New York. I always say never bet against the city.
Right.
We do have our issues. Mostly, the biggest problem the city has actually, John, is voter apathy. Only about 14% of our registered voters actually vote. That's a problem. But the real estate industry is such an important part of New York. If you look at real estate taxes, mortgage recording taxes, transfer taxes, other charges and fees, real estate contributes 54% to the city budget. And so the fact that our policymakers don't embrace the industry is really perplexing to me. But it's almost as if real estate folks have a black hat on here. You know, a lot of politicians won't even take campaign contributions from real estate folks. So that's a whole nother issue.
Yeah.
But just looking at the market itself, I think this correction that we're in now, which really is completely unnecessary, what the Fed did with their interest rate policy. Only about 20% of our broader economy is highly correlated to interest rates. 35% of our economy is healthcare and education, which doesn't care what interest rates are. And so the real estate industry has been disproportionately negatively impacted. That being said, in this correction is very different from the last four, in that, and going all the way back to the S&L crisis in the early 90s. During the past four corrections, every product type was going down in value, just to differing degrees. Today, different segments are moving in different directions. Our industrial market is very strong. Unfortunately, it makes up only a very, very small slice of the New York City market. Our retail market is strong. Our hotel market is strong. If you look at multifamily, we have significant political headwinds in that space, and refinancing risk is very, very difficult today. We have a situation where almost every refinance is a cash-in refi. That's creating significant challenges for owners. And then you look at our office market, which everybody talks about. I think it's very important to differentiate between Class A new construction office, which is doing relatively well, and then it's the B and C office stock that's really getting hurt. And I think we're going to see unprecedented turnover within that B and C office class, mainly because the prices were so high. Buildings are selling for $700 and $800 a foot. They're selling for $200 and $300 a foot today. So I think we have what is a generational buying opportunity. I think I always said the savings and loan crisis was the best buying opportunity I ever saw. I think that today's opportunity is even better. And I think that people should be buying 4 or 5 years from now. Everybody's going to look back and say, why didn't I buy everything in sight in 2024 and 2025? But just to show that I'm not just saying something that's self-serving, and I should say, just because something's self-serving doesn't mean it's not true. But I also tell sellers that you shouldn't sell today, that unless you have to sell or have a very compelling strategic reason to sell, don't sell. But it's an interesting market. I think we are at or near the bottom, and we'll come out of this and we'll be in good shape. The market always has been, is, and always will be cyclical. It will come back. Just a question of when.